Welcome to the Rangers Rabble Hibs reaction, live reaction. The score today from Ibrox was Rangers 1, Hibernian 0. I'm joined today by Stephen. How you doing, Stephen?
Aye, good mate. Aye, all good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm brilliant. Happier now. Wiulf, how are you, my man?
Aye, better now, Derrick. Better now.
Yeah, so we get the 1-0 win. Haji's the man. Stephen, can you sum that up for us, please?
Aye, that wasn't an easy day today, to be honest, man. It was a hard game. I don't think we were at our best at all, to be honest. Just glad we got there over the line. It was a bit of pressure at the end. There were a few corners coming in for Hibs and stuff like that, a few nerve-wracking moments, but I'm glad it's done, mate, to be honest. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Wiulf, how are you feeling after that?
Relieved's a good word, I think. It was never going to be easy in those conditions. And we had enough chances really to win the game. I mean, if we look back at it, I think in the cold light of day, we weren't really in a lot of danger until the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes when we invited them on us because we just sat in to hold the lead that we had, I think. But delighted to go out of there with the 3 points, and it's another 3 points there for the bag, another clean sheet, which is encouraging. McGregor saved us towards the end, but happy enough with the result. The performance wasn't great, but in that way, I didn't really expect it to be fair.
No, I stayed 15 minutes from Ibrox and it's been absolutely horrendous weather all day, so it definitely played a part. Now, listen, this is a massive week. We couldn't afford any slip-ups. Stephen, how happy are you that we've got the 3 points?
Aye, you can't. There's no grumbling with the 3 points at all. I mean, you're delighted with that to take that away for the day. I mean, I was hoping for a wee bit of a better performance today, but if you take the win and you take the 3 points, that's all you can really ask for, isn't it? But you're right, it's a big sort of tranche of games coming up, so we need to. It was really important to actually get the victory today and put us in good stead for the games going forward.
Definitely, mate. Now Wiulf playing the early game, it helps us ramp the pressure up. How big a 3 points is that today?
Oh, it's massive. I mean they'll be sitting in the dressing room at Hamilton, and whether they're watching it or listening to it, or they'll certainly be aware of what's going on. And getting into the closing stages, there's only 1-0. There's always a chance that Hibs could sneak something. But I mean, but 19 points ahead at the top. Okay, 4 games more played at the moment, but I mean that's huge. They really now can't afford to slip up. They can't afford any slip ups at all, and they'll know that. They'll know that going forward.
Yeah, totally agree. We need to keep that pressure on, and this was a hard one today, no doubt about it. Hibs are a decent side. They caused a lot of problems. Now, right from the kick-off, they set up 3-5-2. They set up to press high, and I was quite impressed with them. And obviously that chance with Martin Boyle at the back post in the first minute, Stephen, if that goes in, it's a different game, isn't it?
Absolutely. I actually felt like for the first 20 minutes, I wasn't sure which way the game was going to go. They were definitely a good team. You can see out of possession, they're quite well organised. And what they've got that not many other teams in the league's got is they can actually hit us on the break as well. They're dangerous going forward. And that's something we noticed for the first minute. They were definitely, I was impressed with Hibs today. But you're right, if that goes in the first minute, it puts the pressure on us straight away. And it was a good ball for the boys at Godge or something his name is. And it was a good ball in. And
Dodge.
So we're just glad it didn't go in, to be honest. But they looked dangerous for the start and looked good out of possession. I think we were struggling today a wee bit. So it was a hard game indeed.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Wiulf, I noted down that they certainly were trying to exploit the pace down the wings, down the channel, in between our fullbacks and our centre halves. How big a call was it for Gerrard to play Balogun? Do you think he got that spot on?
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, he said pre-match that he put Balogun in for the pace because he expected Hibs to catch us on the counter attack, which is exactly what they try to do. I mean, I thought as Stephen said, Hibs played really well. I mean, they defended quite well. They defended really, really deep. They let us have as much of the ball as we wanted, really, and they defended quite well. But when they broke at pace, and obviously because we use our fullbacks to attack, as you said, they got in behind us quite a lot of the time. And I mean, Balogun especially was immense at the back. He just didn't let anything go, which has got to be encouraging. So yeah, the manager got it spot on, I think.
So, and just we'll go to the team selection a wee bit further in depth. Then he only made one change again. Stephen, how key is that for momentum?
Aye, definitely. I mean, I maybe would have went with a wee bit of a different team. I would have maybe went with Arfield in there as well, to be honest. But I think he got it bang on with Balogun. I'm a fan of Helander, so see at the start when I seen the team come out, I was quite happy for Helander to come in, but I'm glad I was proven wrong because I thought, but actually Balogun was my man of the match today. I don't think there was many better performances the other day. I thought they defended the box well, and especially for corners today, because there was pressure was on. So
I've mentioned in previous podcasts that I worry about Balogun defending the box, but it's something that we've done really well today. Wiulf, the first 15-20 minutes, I thought we were trying to get a foothold in the game. We were totally taking control, and from 20 to 30, it was total domination for me. Hibs had their poorest part of the game because we were on the front foot. We eventually got the goal through Hadji. On it was the 32nd minute, so a great bit of play down the left-hand side, and Hadji puts the cutback. Hadji has come in the team and he gives us that. How pleased are you for him?
I was delighted he got the goal. I mean, we've been saying for the last 2 or 3 pods that he really needs a goal, and he took it really well. But I mean, you can't overlook the part Kemar Roof played in it. I mean, the ball he played in was absolutely. I mean, they pointed out at Rangers TV at half time. He just, you can tell that they worked together because Hadji held off, knowing exactly where Roof was going to go, and Roof stepped inside the defender, stuck it through his legs, and Hadji kind of ghosted in at the back, and it was a terrific finish. I mean, he didn't really hit it too cleanly, I don't think, but it was a terrific finish, and yeah, it was a great goal. I mean, I think up to then we were trying to score the perfect goal. I mean, in those conditions, for me, with an untested keeper, you should just be throwing balls at him and see how he gets on, and we didn't really do that. But I'll just say, I think the conditions had quite a lot to do with it because, I mean, nobody knew what the ball was going to do. It was sticking quite a lot. It was getting lost up in the wind. But no, I mean, it was a really, really well worked goal. And
I mean, within that,
at that point, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. I noted down in my notes that a goal was deserved at that time. I thought from the period of 15 minutes to 35-40, we were really, really totally in control. And you know what it's like when you don't get a goal in that period of control, you start to panic. So that was key for us. Now, we still had some lovely passages of play for me, Stephen. Keeping the ball, moving it on. For me, Kamara was excellent in the first half. How key has he been to our success the last 6 or 7 games?
He's been brilliant, isn't he? He's just a quality football player, isn't he? He's just a player as well you love to watch. I don't know how many times when the way he takes the ball in and his movement, he's just playing really well at the minute, and he's definitely worth his start as well, because I know he's been changing a wee bit here and there in midfield, but I felt like he deserved a start as well. So he's another really good performance from him again today, to be honest. And there was a chances he was breaking forward a lot more than I've seen him as well. I don't know if he just got a lot more space, but I felt he was running at their defence a bit more today as well, which I like to see, because I actually think he's got more in him. I think for Kamara, I like him as a football player, but I think he's got more gears to go. And he done well today.
Yeah, definitely. He's becoming a top performer, barring the Motherwell game last week. I think he's been one of our top 3 performers over the last couple of months, no doubt about it. Now, Wiulf down the left was proving fruitful for Hibs. They were getting in behind, and Tav, maybe I hate to criticise because he's been superb this season. He was maybe not his best of games, but we'll give Hibs a bit of credit because the boy Doidge on the left hand side was a handful, and he hit the post from a cross. That was a threat, wasn't it, all day, Wiulf?
Yeah, that's where all their threats came from. But I thought we handled it kind of quite well. I mean, that's probably another reason that he put Balogun in at the back, just a bit of pace. When the fullbacks got caught out, and Tav did get caught out quite a lot. But I mean, in those conditions, you're going to get caught out. It's it's energy sapping, and our fullbacks are going forward. I mean, the pitch was really, really heavy. But no, I thought we were good value for our win. Hibs had their chances, but I mean, if you don't take chances, you don't win games of football. And it's another clean sheet, and on we go to Wednesday, and just got to keep it rolling.
That's it. Clean sheets are what this team has been built. The success has been built on this season. It's nice to see them come back the last couple of games. Now the second half started, and for me, we lost a bit of control. Stephen, do you say that's more a positive for Hibs, or do you think we took our foot off the gas a little bit? Do you think we looked a bit leggy maybe for periods of that second half?
To be honest, I know I kind of put my notes. I felt like we needed a good performance second half, because I didn't think we were. I agree with what you're saying. The first 20 minutes, I felt it was on the knife edge. Hibs were doing well, and then we came into it, but we dropped off again in the second half. And I was looking for them to come on with a bit of intensity in the second half to push on, because even at 1-0, I didn't think the game was well not over at all. So we did. I was like, because Hibs were doing well second half. First part of the second half, I thought Hibs were playing well. They were putting us under pressure. So, we did. We kind of got through it in the end, but I was looking for a bit more, to be honest, for the second half.
Yeah, I think there's a few comments coming in. I tend to agree that we are analysing this. How important, Wolf, was just the 3 points today? The performance for me was secondary. We got the 3 points. I mean, we've got to be happy, surely.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way I'm looking at it. I mean, the performance wasn't great. We held on a bit. I mean, Hibs had a couple of chances. McGregor had a great save towards the end. We were quite wasteful in the final third as well, especially in the first half of the match. But the important thing was getting out of there with 3 points. And as I say, we've got 3 points. I mean, what was like to be entertained, we like to see the team play really well. But the next 4 or 5 games, the win is the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter how we get it. It doesn't matter how we play. It's just getting the win that matters.
So what I can liken it to is a Walter Smith style performance. You know, you forgot about these wins when you were lifting that trophy in May, and unfortunately, the last 4 years we've not had that. We've had to be superb to win. We've never really been able to grind it out until this season in the big games anyway. So listen, I'm delighted. You know, 3 points and we move forward. Stephen, Hibs. We're saying Hibs, you know, really came into it. You know, and for me we kind of struggled, but. I mean, McGregor's not really had a save until the 80 odd minute that he managed to get a save from the shot from distance. But again, he's been there, he's made it. How big is McGregor for us?
Aye, that's what you need for your goalkeeper, innit? Especially a goalkeeper at Rangers. He's not going to do much in the game at all, and then it's just that one moment you really need him to turn up, and he was there again. So I think the defence really protected him really well today. Any balls coming in, especially for, like I was saying earlier, especially for corners, we really defended that well. So fair play to McGregor. He's there when we called on him, and it was a big save, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And he also caught a cross in about the 91st minute. I think I celebrated that more than the goal did. There's nothing better when your goalie can come 12, 15 yards from goal and collect the ball, especially under pressure, from a stupid free kick from Aribo. But we managed to get away with that one. Also, there was Hibs had a couple of chances. There was a good block from Goldson. The boy Nisbet's a handful, isn't he, Wolf? Decent player.
Yeah, he's a decent player. He knows the way to go. But we really didn't give him a sniff. If you look at it, a couple of kind of half chances, but really we didn't really give him a sniff. But going back to McGregor, the one that really pleased me was between the two that you mentioned, Derrick, when he came charging out to the edge of the box and kicked it in and cleared it for a throw in. When he just took command and he must just have shouted, "Look, I'm having that." And McGregor didn't used to do that. No. He just came charging out. The defenders just stood off and let him clear it. To me, that's the mark of how important he is. He knows what's going on. He reads it really, really well. You know, and I mean, to me, that was as important as the save that he did.
You know what I noticed today more than anything, it's obviously there's no crowd and you can hear the shouts more often than not, and maybe because I was so silent because I was so worried for that second half. But for me, the Goldson, etc., demanding standards off the players. Now Tav gave it away a couple of times and there was a couple out of positions and the players were on them. How key is that, Stephen? We've got leaders all over the pitch now. How much does that drag us through days like this?
Oh, it's exactly what you need, to be honest. I think people have seen that about Goldson for a wee while now, to be honest, as well. And he's a different sort. I think he's a different sort of leader for Tavernier. So it's good to have those different sort of characters. Mm-hmm. It's like Tavernier doesn't seem to be as much of a shouter, but you don't always need to be that way. Whereas Goldson's got to drive people on. He's always making sure he's shouting and stuff like that. So depending on how the game's going, it depends what you need. And it's good to have those sort of characters there as well. And even when you look at people like, I always look to Davis as well, because sometimes when the game's going against you, he's quite a calming influence and he'll put his foot on the ball, and you need that as well. You need somebody to know when and what to do in the certain periods of the game. So we're lucky to have those people, and they've grown into the roles as well. I think that's one thing. Maybe Goldson and that, they've started to learn what we need and exactly what these games, what performances you need to bring to these games. So now we are lucky. We're definitely lucky in that front.
Yeah, Stephen, I totally agree. You're talking about growing into it. How much has Gerrard grown into be a manager? My main concerns about Gerrard was substitutions before. He seemed to get them spot on again. Maybe 5 minutes too late for my liking, but he definitely got the subs right. What do you think about Gerrard? Do you think he's grew up as a manager, Wolf?
Oh, without question. I mean, he's only 2.5 years into being a manager, and it's a big job for any manager being a manager of Rangers. And I think he's certainly grown into it. He made a few, you could say, substitution errors earlier in the season to Benfica's and things like that. But Motherwell last week and again today, the substitutions I thought were spot on as well. Particularly when you think you brought Arfield on and he only lasted 4 or 5 minutes, then went back off again. So that was obviously he was making substitutions anyway. He was bringing Zungu on anyway, so he obviously had to change what he had planned, because it obviously wasn't going to Arfield he was planning to take off. But he still managed, they managed to make the tactical tweaks necessary. And the man's come on. He's certainly learning, without any question. He's learning.
And just on Arfield, it looked a bad one, didn't it, Stephen? Fingers crossed that he's okay, because he's a massive player for us.
I'll be gutted if he's out for long term, to be honest, or even a few weeks. I think we really need him going forward, and especially this next sort of Christmas period. It was strange to see what actually happened to him. It looked like he was hobbling off his ankle, but I don't know. Maybe I missed it on the replay, but I couldn't actually see what. I don't know if he went over his ankle, but when a player's not putting any weight on an ankle, it's a wee bit worrying. But hopefully, it's just a wee bit of a small impact wound or something like that, and he'll be all right in a few weeks, because he's been big. I'm a huge fan of Arfield. I like him in midfield. I think he's got good intensity, and I think we'll need that. So hopefully just a wee quick injury and he's back next week or so.
You always worry when there's not a kick in there, and he looked as if he was holding kind of the back of his thigh for me when he came down. It looks as if he overstretched it. Now, again, I'm no any expert, but when there's no kick, you always worry a bit. Now, Wiulf, how much a blow would that would be? Obviously, we've got 3 points. That would be a massive blow for us going forward if Arfield was out with any length of time.
Well, Stephen, it'd be a huge blow. I mean, Arfield's been influential since he came out this season, and he's driven, he's made chances, he's scored goals. It would be a huge loss. But I think the squad's big enough that we should be able to cope. I mean, we've been really lucky that we've not really had that many major injuries to important players. So, if you like, we're due an injury, if you like. But I'm hoping, as Stephen said, it's not anything serious. It might just be that he overstretched. It could just be the middle over his ankle. It could be anything small. I haven't heard the manager's post match, and he obviously won't have a clue yet anyway what they're.
No.
Stuart. But hopefully it's just a precaution that he's gone off. It might be something he can run off, and it just won't take any risks with him.
Yeah, finger crossed. Hope you're right, Wiulf. Stuart Keane in the comments also said that Alfie looked sharp when he came on. I totally agree with that. He won some free kicks high up the pitch, and he held the ball up well. I mean, again, it's just a sign of the strength of the squad, isn't it, Stephen, that we can bring Alfie off the bench nowadays?
No, that's a really good point, to be honest, because he came on and he's done really well. It was the same against St Johnstone. He came on and he done well. I know he missed that chance, but that's been a few games now he's came on, and he loves that battle with Porteous, doesn't he? He just thrives on it, and I love to see that. I mean, he's looking for the contact and he's bouncing off it, and so he has done really well. I think it's just a shame that Roof's been playing good as well, and he's had an assist today, a couple of goals last week as well and stuff. So he's pushing to get back in the team. That's what you want. So and maybe him being dropped out and not getting back in is pushing him as well, and he's up for the fight to get that first team jersey back. So it's brilliant to see, because I think most people are. I'm a huge fan of Morelos.
He's a bit on form. He's our best player in my opinion. No one can handle him. Now, Wiulf, again, Alfie's coming on. Do you think his attitude's changed recently? I know he's liable to the old huff, but as Stephen's touched on, he's coming on. He's contributing positively to the team now. Is that a big bonus for us, Wiulf?
Yeah, I think not putting him straight back into the team's, showing him that he's not more important than the team. That he's going to have to work to get back in. I mean, as long as we keep winning games, the managers, got in a position that you can say, look, what's the point of putting you in? We're winning anyway, we're scoring goals. When you get your chance, you need to come in and take it. And he's certainly taken it the last couple of times off the bench. He certainly come in and not let himself down. So I think he is learning that what we're doing for his own good, and he can't expect just to come straight back into the side.
Yeah, totally agree. It's good to have the options, isn't it? I'd have probably started him today. I was disappointed to not see him start, but again, if he's coming off the bench and he's contributing like that, then for me, Rangers are a much better outfit than what we have been. Now, Stephen, we're turn of the year. We've played 20 games. We're just about to come to the turn of the year. We've played 20 games now. We've won 18 of them. How big is the next couple to define our season?
It's massive, to be honest. I don't want to say too much, but if we can get through this January period in good stead, we're we're looking good. We're looking good to really push on. So it's massive. It really is. It's really tough. Couple of fixtures coming up. Really tough. So I mean, I'm sure the squad will be getting used, and we'll try and rotate and get people in and make sure everyone's fresh as much as possible. But this is, to me, this is the sort of stuff where it's just you need to. It's just a men turning up and playing the game and making sure they get the victories. That's all it is. You need to make sure they turn up and get the victories, and hopefully it'll take us forward and we can have a good season. To be honest. Just to point on it, looking at a 6 month, that's a fantastic season so far.
Yep.
See Eagle those numbers. So, I mean, I don't know what the goal difference is now, but I was at last week. It was like 50 goals and 5 conceded. That's phenomenal, man. So they deserve credit for that, no matter what happens going forward. To be honest.
Because you could easily say that we're only 6 or 3 points ahead of what we were this time last year, and you can try and draw parallels to the squads of last year. But for me, it's night and day. So much more solid and robust now. Last year was a bit seat of your pants stuff. You were getting victories, but you weren't playing the best, or you were winning 3-2s, and it just didn't look as solid. Now, Wilf, what's the main difference this year for us? Although it's only 3 points, what's the main difference on the part that makes you confident we can kick on from here?
I think the main difference is what we've got on the bench is the actual quality of the squad. Last year we were bringing on, then we've touched on this previously. We're bringing on players that are lower in the standard of the team. I feel like they weren't as good as what we're bringing on now. I mean, the squad now is much, much stronger than it was previously. I don't want to sort of bad call any players that we had last season, but the first 11 was really strong. But what wasn't really as strong. But now we bring on subs that are of equal quality to what's going off, and it doesn't really change. It's what I mean. It's as Stephen said, the next 4 or 5 weeks is absolutely critical to see how the season's going to go. Although the next 2 games are vital, the 2 years, that's when we fall off a cliff. Is after New Year. It's when we're falling off a cliff, and we really need to address that. If we can even get to the middle of January and still be unbeaten, I think the only way we can go is kind of upwards.
Yeah.
Can I just point out? I think see what you're saying there. I think one of the main things is the experience of last year's really driving us on. Because see the losses, going to Parkhead last year and winning and then throwing it away. I think that's what's driving them on. I think they look like a team they knows what it feels to hurt to lose a league, and they don't want to do that again. And I think that's pushing them on. Like that's the mirroring game. That'll still be burning in them, and they'll still be hurt for that. And that's pushing them on. You don't want to feel that. You want to win leagues and you want to win trophies, and I think that's what's driving them on. Because it's hard to actually see looking back last season. It's hard to see why it went wrong. And I think they know the feeling. They don't want to feel that again. They want to push on. They want to win leagues. I think that's what's driving them on. To be honest.
See, we're in record-breaking form, right? We can't deny that. We can't hide from it. You don't want to look too far ahead, but that's the facts, right? My worry was that because we were also winning in Europe, because the teams that have done this before, Rodgers, Celtic, even Smiths Rangers, you lost in Europe, and that sort of broke your run, because football's a game of averages, I keep saying, but we've been dominant in every single front, apart from till that Betfred game. That was my worry. But see now, I've take every game in isolation, win your individual battles, and you get the 3 points. We've took a different sort of approach. Not us take a different approach, a different sort of game today. It was horrible weather. Hibs are a very good outfit, and we've seen them off. Now, was it pretty? No, but it was 3 points, and we've marched on to the next game. That's the main difference for me, and it's pulling from the experiences that we've got last year and 2 weeks ago in the Cup. As you said, Stephen, you don't want to feel like that. Now, Wilf, obviously, we've lived through some good Rangers teams, some bad Rangers teams. How does this last 6 months fare? And obviously, it's the end of the year, so we can kind of say that. How does this team fare against the ones that have came before them?
I think the last 6 has been really good, but we've ranged 6 months like that before and gone on and won nothing. So until we go on and win something, really, we can look back and say, yeah, it was great. But the first 6 months of last year was great. Other than a few kind of defeats and be great, we'll get on to it. And then it just didn't happen. So yeah, so far the last 6 months have been fantastic. The first half of the season's been great. The 3/4 from our side, but we just need to keep it going. Look at one game at a time. Just tick them off one game at a time. One game at a time. One with Europe when it comes. Games of football, it doesn't matter how we win them. We just need to get them won. Keep the squad as fit as we can, and just see where it takes us.
Totally spot on. One game at a time now. We've got ahead ourselves before and it's not got us anywhere. Let's just keep chalking them off. Now, Stephen, we'll come to the end now. We could talk all day, but I want to let you go on with your day. You mentioned your man of the match? Are you still of that mind?
I am going with Balogun the day,
Balogun.
to be honest. I'll sit with him.
And what about you, Wiulf? Who was your top performer today?
Stephen Davis for me, Derrick. I thought it was mentioned in the midfield today.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you're looking at guys like this to step up through the hard periods, and he's certainly doing that. Now, we'll leave it on that. Thank you for listening to the Rangers Rabble. Another 3 points for Rangers as we march into the game against St Mirren on Wednesday night. We're now 19 points clear in the table. The pressure goes over to Celtic to go and win their game now. It's a great feeling. Stephen, Wiulf, thank you for joining us on the live match reaction for Hibernian, and we'll catch you all before the new year, okay?
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.